cold and wet night here in Melbourne. Big show to warm you up, though. Lots of news around Jim. Concern about a major injury to an AFL star that just snuck through the crack. We'll tell you all about those very shortly. And the Essendon Footy Club, the investigation, we believe, about to come to a conclusion. We'll give you the very latest on that.
Pride ourselves on the Footy Show, bringing the biggest stars to you here in the studio audience, of course, and everyone around Australia, millions. And tonight, we debut from the Sydney Swans, a superstar, Daniel Hanbury, on the Footy Show here tonight. And joining Dan, a very good-looking young man from the Essendon Football Club. He's been here lots, but we love him. Brendan Goddard will be here as well, BJ. A favourite, Gary. In fact, a man who was with us when we had our first ever show, the great Western Bulldog superstar Doug Hawkins is going to be in here as well.
Yes, been a very big week for Dougie too. Lots going on in his life. Shane Crawford in a week's time takes off on the tour to Crawf. We're going to give you all the latest details on that. Big money rolling in. We're going to send Crawf on his way in a week. Also, one of us got our tip of certainty wrong.
That was Sam.
Yes, and someone has to do it. You, Jim, will give you those details tonight, and also street talk from St Albans. Lots to get to. Let's get started.
Nice to have your company wherever you're joining us here, the Docklands precinct in Melbourne for the Footy Show. And let's get the panel straight involved. From the Essendon Football Club, as I said, one of the better midfielders going around. Make him welcome. Brendan Goddard's in the house. On from the Sydney Swans, the story of last year's grand final, Dan Hanbury. There he comes. And swinging to the Premiership superstars, Brownlow medalist from Hawthorn, Shane Crawford.
Nice to have the panel in. Very excited about the debutant, by the way. Great to have him. Just never seen a man more comfortable in the environment.
He looks comfortable.
And brought a posse in with him as well for support.
Reptiles.
And not including this next man who, talk about biggest names in television. This is a 300-game superstar. Sharp dressing man these days. Better than he ever has before. Please welcome John Sammy Newman.
I've been worried about you all day.
Why have you been worried?
I read an article and I thought it was you this morning. Have a look at this. The oldest man in history dies. 116. It's not you. I was worried for a minute today.
You're displaying all the characteristics of an amoeba, Shane. Now, look at this.
Have a look at you.
Look at that.
What's going on with it?
Why would you...
And the brace. The braces are the what really do it, Jimmy.
They're a bit tight. They've just the little bit stressful on the plums. They've tightened them up a bit. I'd like them to go on down a bit.
They've created a ferocious moose knuckle.
Yes.
We might just tighten up on that force.
That is quite true. They've separated and lifted.
Lovely to see you, Sammy.
This is Woodstock.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Woodcock, but it's Woodstock.
Oh, yeah. And I'll tell you, as we go on the fashion theme...
I'm the Soho Workshop.
Well, you are, of course, and Aquila is where I'm rolling. But BJ Goddard is a man who's often had his eye on fashion. And we need to just have a look at this photo just to see how well he's gone.
Oh, no, I was going to the beach. What a Harry Potter gone wrong there, beach.
What styling's that there?
That is all for a good cause. That was in my first year of footy, and it was for the Sacred Heart Mission, I think.
Was it?
Displaying some of their finest clothing.
Well, Sam, as you know, has done this on many occasions, and we dig back and see some of his sharper. Look at this here.
What is that?
Speaking of moose knuckle.
What have we got there for us? And a walking cane.
I have no idea what that is. Where did we get that from? Is that me?
That's you.
Yeah, you're looking sharp, as always. Hey,
what's that, though? Show us what? If you come down here, I'll demonstrate it.
Let's not encourage him at this early hour in the night, maybe after 9:30. Hey, BJ, great to have you, by the way. Wonderful to see you here. Mate, you did move, mate. You took the big plunge, wanted over the Bombers, 8-3, the halfway mark. Your old side, just the 2 wins on the board. You must be pretty happy with the decision.
Oh, look, the team's going well at the minute, but I feel for the boys at St Kilda.
No, you don't.
I do, Shane, I do. And I saw them all a couple of Sundays ago after their loss to North Melbourne, celebrating Joey's 200th. So
You didn't weep again, did you?
no, I didn't see him. Not on that occasion, anyway.
Okay, well, that's encouraging. It's a character flaw for men to weep.
No, it is not. It certainly is not.
You did it when Shane completed his run. He
course
came
you
in the
did.
studio
Cried like
and
a
you
baby.
cried like
That
a...
was effect from the
howled like a
makeup room.
banshee.
Hey?
I want to ask you about Nick Del Santo. Now, I was interested with Scotty Waters' comments prior to the game. He's been inconsistent. He's not traditionally been a great trainer. He's not doing anything wrong or bludging, but there's another level of intensity you need to go to as a midfielder. Described him as a cruiser. What were your thoughts when you...
That's the first time I've actually heard.
Okay, what are your thoughts on that?
Look, his performance is probably not where he would want it to be, but he's been at a level which has been elite. He's 2-time All-Australian, a couple of times or runner-up in the best and fairest, and I think he comes across as lethargic some of the times when he's training. That's just the way he is. Laconic, probably is a better term, but I think, yeah, those words is probably hit home or hurt him a bit, and I probably think they're a little bit unwarranted. He's obviously not going as well as you'd want to, but his performance and what he's done for St Kilda Footy Club has been outstanding over 10 or 11 years.
Yes. And I think he plays game 250, I think, this week, as does Nick Revolt. So you've got a couple of big players there to reach huge milestones for the Saints. So good luck to them.
Yes,
Sorry, Force, were you going to say?
Well, you're obviously a friend of his, BJ Goddard.
Del Santo, Revolt, which...
No, Del Santo.
Yep.
And surely life is too short to be amongst angst. Wouldn't you advise him maybe to leave? Do what you did, get out.
I wouldn't. Every situation is different, Sam, so
well,
I
he's
wouldn't
obviously,
advise him to do anything.
There's obviously
other than he wants
some
to do.
ructions down there between he and the hierarchy.
I think you're assuming a few things there.
What?
Sam?
Sorry?
Every situation is different, but
I know
we
that.
can't make assumptions. Don't make assumptions on the situation.
Well, I'm making an assumption that you left because you weren't happy there and he's obviously not happy. Why wouldn't he leave? And why wouldn't you advise him to do that?
It's easy for you to say that because I did leave, but
it is easy.
The situation might be different for him, Sam.
Oh, I'll let you off the hook on that one. Mark McVeigh had some comments through the week. Now, you obviously weren't at Essendon last year when all the drama that surrounded it, but he spoke about a rogue element down at the Footy Club. I mean, how much of this is discussed amongst the players?
It's actually not discussed at all.
Not at all?
Gary, not at all, to be honest. And there's obviously, it's quite sensitive, the investigation and the interviews with the players. And coming out of it, a few of the boys were upset, but legally they're actually not allowed to talk about it. And around the club, it's actually not talked about a hell of a lot.
Not the only one to bring up rogue element. Force, I don't think.
What's so new about a rogue elephant?
Rogue element. What? A rogue element, you idiot.
Oh,
Rogue element?
Yes. Not a rogue elephant.
Oh, no.
It's a rogue.
Look at this.
I thought you said...
You came up with that one on your own, did you?
You thought he said elephant.
Well, what is a rogue element?
A rogue element around the football club that may have been, or may not have been responsible for the position they're in. Damien Barrett's going to update us. No, he'll update us with all those details a little later on. We believe that investigation is going to come to a close very shortly, so we'll give you all of those details. Hey, what about this man, Dan Hanbury, joining us for the very first time? Life's good for the Swans. 8 wins, 2 losses, a draw. Kurt Tippett coming back. We'll talk more about the Swans a little later, but nice time to have a break.
Yeah, indeed. I think we've had a good start to the year. A few games we weren't happy with against Geelong and Hawks, but to go into the break with that good win against Adelaide was really pleasing. And yeah, there's not a long way to go, but we're happy with where we're at.
And Dan, one of the iconic visions of the grand final last year was you going back with the flight. I think it'll be replayed for 100 years, very courageously in front of opposition ruckman, and took the mark. When that happened, did you stop and think afterwards, what the hell was I doing?
Nah, not quite. I just wanted to get Big Mummy's leg off me. He was tangled around me. I just wanted to get on with the game. And about 30 seconds later, Buddy kicked a goal, so I was pretty flat. We weren't able to get a stoppage or whatever. But in a grand final, like any game of footy, those sort of acts go out of your mind pretty quickly.
This man is on fire at the moment. Brownlow medal form, had a wonderful win on the weekend against Adelaide and got so excited at the press conference. Have a look at Dan here. He's getting very excited, talking to the media, not even looking at them. What's going through your mind here? It must be a very exciting time in your life to be able to talk to the media the way you did.
I'm thinking it's a 10-minute interview and I'm going to get asked one question, so I'm just sort of waiting and biding my time. So I get that one question and I'm looking to shower up and get back to the hotel with the boys.
And here we go. Oh no, we're still going. What's happening here?
My shoulder tape was getting a bit itchy and I was just ready to get out of there. But
Hey, mate, you're a Melbourne boy, grew up in the eastern suburbs, played for the mighty Kew Rovers Footy Club, which was a superpower back there. This is you in 2000. Where are you? There you are, little fella. Look at him, Kew. You got drafted up to Sydney. You spent your whole footy life out of the limelight. Do you miss being in Melbourne where it all happens? I mean, if you were here, as Shane said, you're probably the informed player in the competition right now. You'd be on every TV show going around, but lower profile.
I think in your first few years you definitely miss your family and your friends and you take a little bit of getting used to the environment of AFL footy and what it's like to be an AFL player. I think being in Sydney helps with the, I suppose, lack of coverage that sometimes happens up there, but at the same time, after a couple of years you get used to it and coming down here a fair bit as well, it really helps as well.
You're a fanatical young footballer. We did some homework throughout the day, asked lots of questions. We're going to show you a bit of vision here. We want to know whether you recognise this particular part of Melbourne. Well, you will, because it's just all the time. But what sort of memories does this bring back for you?
Yeah, I got to talk about this earlier. This is it's a tunnel, about 5 minutes up the road from where I used to live as a kid growing up. So,
What did you do in there?
When I was a bit younger, Dad used to get home from work pretty late. It was a bit too dark to go for a quick kick, so I used to nag him and ask him to go for a kick. He said, mate, it's too dark, and I tend to found a bit of a tunnel with a bit of lights under there, and we're able to have a kick, about 8 or 9 o'clock at night, which was handy.
It's a great story. So you're annoying your old man, you want to have a kick. He says, too dark, son. You say, no, I found a place, and you dragged him down here. We caught up with your dad, who was an AFL footballer himself, and this was his recollection of it.
Most nights through winter he'd come out with these innocent eyes and a footy in hand at, sure enough, about 9 o'clock at night and say, Dad, how about kick you up for it? So how can you say no to that? And he found a bit of a concrete tunnel under the Eastern Freeway, 4 walls lined with concrete, not very wide and not quite long, but it certainly was lit, and we kicked there most nights of winter.
There you go, that's a great story. Fanatical football youngsters in the eastern suburbs. Now that's your old man. You got great pedigree, Daniel. Your family runs deep through AFL footy, and we thought we'd try and get you to spell it out for us. So not only did your father play AFL football, but there's links all over the place. So we brought up a whiteboard with some familiar names in the AFL world, and we want you to try and make some sense of it. So
We'll just get it on the camera there.
This is a thing we call Who's That Hanbury?
That's right. Hanbury there. That's Mum. If I can get these things off, Sam, what's going on here, mate? You've got them glued on.
I only knew I was doing this when I sat down.
what are you doing? Get your hands out of there.
Anyway, I'll just...
What are we trying to do? Get them off?
Use a texter and draw.
Just draw the links. So your dad,
We've got Dad's side of the family. Mark was his brother. Brother Mark. We've got Gary. I don't know what Gary's doing there. Got Mum's side of the family. Got Luke. Luke's brother of Mum.
Luke who?
Luke O'Sullivan, the Rhino.
Right, so he played for Carlton, and he's your mum's
brother.
Yes.
Ian Aiken. I won't be able to get him off the board, but he was...
what are you trying to do? Get him off the board? Where is the...
Well, if you try and get him off the board, mate... He's,
just
glued
draw
on. There we go.
What's
wrong with you? I've got no nails, mate. I bite my nails.
No nails. He got no nails.
So what's Ian Aitken?
Ian Aiken, he's married into the family. His mum's sister's husband. So
Anyone else you'd like to get off?
So I'll get myself off there. So I'm the son of the two, so I'll put myself
Who's
in the middle.
underneath your old man there? That's his...
That's Mark. He
brother?
played a few games for... his brother Mark played for Collingwood.
Right.
And I don't know what Gary's doing here, but...
I don't know what I'm doing there either.
I can tell you exactly what Gary's doing there.
Putting down the bottom there.
He reckons he kicked 6 on your old man and a half one day, so he put himself on
I
there.
don't know about that.
No, I didn't do that.
There you go. That's the family tree stand.
So great family
that's
heritage. No
unbelievable.
wonder he's a superstar, Samuel. Did you work all that out?
No, not really, Gary, but I'm sure it was fascinating.
Fathers, uncles,
You know-
brothers, brother-in-laws all played AFL footy.
Yeah, no, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's wonderful.
All right. BJ's got a texter. What are you doing there?
Oh, very nice work.
There
Just
you
get
go.
a quick shot
There
of
we
that.
go.
Now it'll make sense, Gary.
Right,
Sam, last week North Melbourne didn't win, and that was your certainty. So what's going to happen this week?
Foss.
What are you going to do?
Jim.
You've got to do something. You tipped the certainty and it was wrong.
Could I just say something? Rumour has it, we're still trying to confirm this.
What?
That you've had an irritable bowel, Jim, and you've had a very, very discomforting night last night. So much so that I am told, now you don't have to confirm this or otherwise, I am told that you broke wind in bed and actually soiled the sheets. Is that correct? Is that correct or not?
I've had an adverse reaction to some antibiotics.
Is that correct what I said?
Caused me some issues.
You covered Mrs. B with a light veneer of effluent. You have to escort her to the showers.
No, that is incorrect.
So you did? Is that true or not?
That is incorrect.
She rang in
the
and
bed,
said,
Jim?
No.
Hey?
No, but I had an uncomfortable night, and I thank you for the inquiry.
And he lost.
Shut up, mate. Look at him. He thinks it's real funny.
Kangaroos lost. And, of course, the rule is if you've tipped the Kangaroos and they lose...
That's correct.
At the president...
Jim pays the penalty.
Exactly. So that's what we're going to do, Jimmy. The Gold Coast is supposed to be a fun trip. That's a trip that you're supposed to go up there and enjoy yourself. Now, clearly the Kangaroos didn't on the weekend. So we're sending you up to the Gold Coast to go on a couple of rides, the Vomitron and the Slingshot.
Yeah.
And we know you don't like heights, so we're going to send you on there. This is the ride, this is how it's promoted, the ride that the astronauts fear. 120 kilometres an hour, 4 G-forces, and then you're going to go on the Slingshot, 160 kilometres an hour, 6 G-forces, and we're going to send you up there. So there you go. Yes, there you go. It doesn't sound like a big deal, Samuel, does it, considering what we've had to go through. But
On a full stomach.
on a full stomach, and we might...
And with a loose bowel.
We've got the...
Watch out if you're on the same ride.
A couple of years ago, our great friends from the north, Fatty Vorton on the Footy Show, went up and did a similar thing, and have a look at their reaction to this sort of stuff. Was it Fatty and the Chief? I think?
The Chief.
Chief Harrigan. The way they went. Didn't quite enjoy themselves all that much, Jimmy boys. So... That's Fatty and the Chief. They've gone up and done it.
Now, Jim, you've got to do it, mate.
Let me understand this.
Yes.
Fat Bill gets to sit in a bath and eat a pie, and I've got to go on that ride there.
Yes.
Absolutely. Even your coach would like you to do it. After the game, he was drawing on the board, and you know what he was drawing, Jim?
No.
He was drawing you after you go on the Vomitron. Have a look at this. This is Jim next week. You've got to do it. You've got to have a go.
And you can't go up. You're a pretty pasty-faced unit as a rule, so we can't send you up there all white and anemic. So tonight we're going to get you a spray tan on the show.
No, I'm not getting a spray tan.
Gold Coast spray.
Mobile spray tan. We're going to get you looking nice and brown.
Gary, I'm not doing that.
Very Gold Coast sort of setup, and then you can go up to the Gold Coast.
Due to
Bloody Gold Coast, but I'm not doing that.
unforeseen circumstances, Jim, there's some part of you we won't have to spray.
No, we won't.
Jim, you've got to have a go. You really got to back yourself in, and you just got to have a look at what Gary did last week. Gary put his body on the line, put his head in amongst a crocodile. Well done with that, Gary. It was a great effort. I wasn't on the show last week, but well done with that.
That does look a lot like you, Gary. That is you.
Can we have another look at that photo? That does look a lot like you. That is Gary. Hello, Gary. What's the crocodile's name?
That's like Chubbs Peterson.
All right, we're going to take a break on the Footy Show. Jim's going to get a spray tan.
I'm
We've got plenty more still to
not doing
come.
that, Gary. Tonight on the Footy Show, Sam heads to the mean streets of St Albans and dishes out Queen's Birthday honours to some very worthy recipients.
No one listens to what the rules are here.
Where are they? Keep off the road while you're filming.
No, just watch your wallet and everything else.
Tour de Croix sets off in just 7 days, and we announce another incredible stack of donations, plus the Wee Man's Route. We honour an aspiring Polly and a Footy Show favourite with a baggy blue. Who could it be?
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
The plasma/iPad operator Damo brings us all the big footy news, and at the halfway point of the season, we find out whether Sam's or Gaz's ladder predictions are the closest. Plus, with Big Arnie in the country, we delve into some current AFL players' best impersonations.
I'll be back after the commercial break.
That you will, Brocky boy. Ha! That's all tonight on the Footy Show.
Oh yeah, they're good. They're good.
I like Nutty Professor, actually, when they're all at the table and he goes like, damn, I gotta clean out my colon, man. Gotta clean out my colon. Oh, Cletus, Cletus.
Did I do that?
Welcome back to the Footy Show, guys.
And I played 300 games for the Cats, so, you know, should listen to what I say.
You're always doing these ones here. But they're all wrinkly, so.
Everybody get down! Dana, get into the chopper!
It's not a tumour. Get to the chopper.
I'll be back. It's about as good as it gets, mate.
I think just Shane Crawford with his big chompers. So just something like.
Another big week in football, Gaz.
We just did that. That one.
It's like the Ace Ventura when he has the strange thing.
You don't remember Milo Kerrigan? Full frontal, Sean McHale.
Welcome back to the Footy Show. We've got some people from the audience who are going to have a crack at this. Shane, hello to you over there.
Hi, Jim.
Who do you have with you?
We have. Now, we need the audience to concentrate because you are the judges. And we've got Christian. He's going to start us off.
What do they win, Shane?
Well, they're going to win a $1,000 voucher to Home Timber and Hardware. So how good is that? So don't stuff it up, audience. OK, we need to listen to what Christian's got to say. Away you go.
It's my own malprocess.
OK, very good. Who are you?
Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
There you go, Lord of the Rings. Now, Jaden, away you go, mate.
They're trying to steal my tortillas.
OK, well done. Yep, we're going really well. Bring it home, Sam. Show us what you got. Hey, who are you?
Arnie.
Well done. He was Damien Barrett. Good on you. Congratulations. Now, Sam, what have you got for us, buddy?
I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I'm Arnold.
OK, fantastic. No, that was great. Well done. Fantastic. All right, now the audience. Got a tough decision
on,
to
Shane,
make.
hurry up.
Are we going to go with Christian? Do we like Christian? Christian, congratulations. You have won a $1,000 voucher to Home Timber and Hardware.
Oh, I tell you what,
somehow, goodness gracious me.
I'll tell you what, they won, Shane. It's fantastic. $1,000 voucher, don't forget, for the third big year. Home Timber and Hardware. Hardware's huge tool event is on, Gary. Their Tool Fest promotion big and better, I should say, than ever before. All the big brands under one roof. You'll find everything you need for your next project. Tool Fest 2013, this year's tool event, not to be missed, so be quick. Get in store. Go where the tradies go for tools. The Home Timber and Hardware store sale of the year, and they have handed us a $1,000 voucher,
Yeah,
which is
fantastic.
They want it back, Jim.
Well done.
They want it back. Hey, they don't want to give it out now.
No, I don't blame
Not
them.
after that. They don't want to give it out.
You're the master impersonator on this panel.
Are we taping this show?
I just wanted to see if the audience could provide anything. You got anything for us over there, Beach?
Got nothing.
Nothing?
No, James, you got a good one of Sam on the golf course.
Yeah, but we can't do that here.
Dan,
because
got anything for us?
Explicit language.
I got a brownie, trying a brownie.
Here's a bit of John O'Brien, come on.
Yeah, g'day, boys. me and Cole's just going down to the dish slicker just to watch the Pink Dogs.
Brilliant. Get that $1,000 back, Shane, and give it to Dan. You want to give us a bit of Frank Spencer?
No.
Frank Spencer?
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
No, I don't think you do either. Let's have a look at Carlton versus Hawthorn Friday night. Big match. Stadium, I tell you what, the Blue Baggers are 7th, 6 wins, 5 losses. Carazzo and Bootsman. Oh, Chris Aaron is out. Bad body language, Jim. The Blues haven't beaten the Hawks in their last 9 attempts. If you don't mind, got the job ahead of them. Hawthorn are flying, 2nd on the ladder. 9 wins and just a single loss. Bailey and Gunston come back in. Cheney and Grimley omitted. And the Hawks had a bye last week, of course, but they've faced all 7 finalists from 2012 already this year. and the only game they dropped was in round 1 against the Geelong Footy Club. They're in good form, your old boy, Shane.
Absolutely, they're flying, and Chris Judd, 250 games. What a superstar he is. So well done, Chris Judd. And I am going with my certainty card. Yes. I'm going to go with the Blues, and if I get it wrong, I will ride to Perth next week. All right? There you go. Dan, who do you like, mate?
Yeah, I think despite them not winning since 05, I think the Blue Boys will get up for Juddy's 250.
I'm
Nice
going with Hawks, but it was actually interesting to hear Chris Judd's comments about the new game plan and how it's more defensive, or finally having a game plan now that doesn't allow the opposition to score so easily, pretty much. So,
little backhander for the old coach, was it?
well, I'm not sure, but it was interesting to hear those comments.
They're coming up against the old coach too.
Yeah, 17
He's
points.
Assistant coach at the Hawks.
Greatest losing margin so far, Raoul Forsell.
Yeah, thank you, old guy. I think... Did you say Carlton Beavers? Did you?
I think
Beavers.
I think Carlton will beat Hawthorn. Yeah, I think they'll get up for Juddy's 250. I think they're big men are firing, Sam, and I think they're a good chance to win the game.
No. No, I think the Hawks would...
Yeah, I do too. They match up very well. Mick Malthouse, by the way. Yes. 850 games as a player and a coach this year, becomes the third man in the game's history to reach that mark. So
That's
well done to Mickey Malthouse. And of course, Juddy, 250 now. Both Carlton and Hawthorn getting behind the Lace Up campaign led by the youth organisation Step Back Think. The aim of the campaign is to raise awareness of the consequences of just one punch. This is an ad that's running. Mark Murphy and Josh Gibson will appear in the Step Back Think's video at half-time, and players from both teams will be wearing orange bootlaces to show their support for the cause against street violence. For more info or to get your club involved, head to stepbackthink.org. Very, very good work these people do. We've all got family or mates, young people who are out and about and can make rash decisions, big consequences. So well done to them. Shane.
Very well said, Gary. Now, seagulls are a real problem at the MCG. We saw on the weekend they were flying around, getting in the road of the Essendon players and also the Carlton players. The AFL need to get onto this and certainly get on top of it. But we went back through our history on the sporting field to find out when seagulls and magpies have certainly interrupted games, and this is what we've come up with. Here's a seagull trying to mark the footy, and that didn't turn out quite well. It did fly off a little bit later, so that was okay. Cam Smith lining up for a goal, and all of a sudden the seagull gets in the road, puts him off. But don't worry, he put it straight through the big six. Look at this, the seagulls everywhere. Desmond Haynes hits it for 4. No, he actually hits one of the birds. But that's okay. The bird was okay. Trevor hits it. One of the greats. We love Pete. Golf, how good is this? He picks up the ball, flies away, the plate drops it into the water. On it goes, into the water. And here's Sam Newman lining up for a shot. The fossil, what have you done there? And the magpies, not only on the field do they cause havoc, they're after the seagulls. And we don't like umpires, says the magpies. That's a magpie, and that is swooping. I did say that before, and terrorising the umpires. So there you go. The birds certainly influencing the game of footy.
Not a recent phenomenon though, Jim. I mean, birds have been around for a long time.
Did they cause you any distress when you were playing? Any bird force?
Any bird?
On the field?
Not that I...
I can actually tell you that they did.
Oh, can you, Gary?
I went through the archives and I dug up this bit of never-before-seen vision of the force back in his playing day. And
The pterodactyl! A flying dinosaur.
Is that really old force? Look at that. We're going to take a break. Sounds mailbag up next on Footy Show. Footy Show, thanks to our magnificent sponsors, of course, Nissan Navara, Home Timber and Hardware, sportsbet.com.au. We thank you profusely for your great support.
Hardware store of the year. The hardware store of the year.
Hardware store of the year, no doubt about it. Time now for the segment of the year, Sam's mailbag. What do you got for us?
Can I just say this? Jim's dry cleaner.
Oh, come on.
Oh, no. Mate, please.
I'm only passing this on. Jim's dry cleaner from Cape Shank has rung in and said that the equipment they use cannot physically generate enough steam to sanitise the doona that was dropped off by Jim's wife earlier today. I'm only passing that on.
They sort that out.
Gary, it was a tough night.
I understand that. Must have been.
You need an apple.
What do you got in your mailbag?
From Kiefer of North Melbourne. Sam, forget about that painting of Gary Lyon you have been flogging. Very, very prestigious.
The moaning Gary.
$7,000.
$7,000 to the
Breast
network.
Cancer Network of Australia.
That's the guy. I want one of Jim Bob. This is what Kiefer says. I want one of Jim Bob for my dentist's surgery waiting room.
Oh.
That man is a superstar. That's him there.
Not sure
that
about
man
that.
with the loose
I
bowel.
don't know about that, Keith.
Have you got something I could purchase? Well, isn't that a coincidence? It just so happens.
What do we do?
It just so happens.
Yes.
Now, we were going to use a formal shot of Jim, and we thought we'd get that a little painting done in oil.
That doesn't sum him up. I don't think.
Or that's the presidential one. We get a presidential. That's the presidential one.
No, that's not him. That's not him.
But in the end, we settled.
Oh, have you? Which one have you gone
We've settled on this, Jimmy.
Yeah, righto.
This is entitled "Jim Ramming the Point Home." It's we're going to put it in the dentist's.
Or the moaning Jim.
No, it's not called the moaning
Oh, is
Jim. You'll love this one. This is another. This is Jim. This is Jim hard at work over the lathe. This is hard at work over the workbench at home.
Is it interactive?
That was before the loose bowel kicked in. And wait.
He started.
Hang on, Dale. Just wait. This is not only visual, it's audio as well. A la the moaning Gary.
Started something.
Jeepers!
So just when you're about to exercise the option and just...
Jeepers!
Might be the new catch cry of all testosterone-filled males, Gary.
should
They
say,
might just go...
Ferocious little porn. Jeepers!
So there we are.
We need to point out that this is not up for sale. This has been commissioned for Kiefer.
Yeah,
the dentist.
Kiefer. Yeah,
so,
no, it's not...
so it's not for sale.
It's,
People
what
want
would we call it?
the moaning Jim, I thought.
All right. No, I like mine.
Oh,
Having
yours?
the point home.
Okay.
From Ashley of Melbourne, Australia. Dear Fossil, thought you would like this. I used an app to face swap all you boys. I have no idea what those terms mean. Now, this is a person, Ashley, I presume is a woman, or I don't know. Yeah, she's a woman, with far too much time in her hand. What do you do that for? Photoshop. What do you do? Face swap
I
people's
think there's an app where you can do that with any photo.
Well, why would you want to do that?
Well, we don't know, but anyway, they sent it in.
Well, Ashley has clearly done this with... this is a photo she sent in. This is of Gary smiling. Now, that has been photoshopped or face swapped because that is just... You could sue for that, Gary, because that's people taking you out of context.
It's true, it's true.
We have actually been asked...
What have we been asked?
Gary sued, this is true, Gary sued this person, don't put it up yet, Gary sued this person who sent this in because he took exception because he said it affected his family and his way of life and his friends. He had sued this person who put this up on a face app or a Facebook thing. Did you ask that to be withdrawn? Did you ask that to be withdrawn from Facebook?
What are you talking about?
Well, someone said that was put on a Facebook entry. I have no idea what I'm talking about, incidentally. And you asked for that to be withdrawn.
Because it looked like you, the shower bit, Gary.
Speaking of legal action, now we were told that we should not show this footage anymore, this footage that we're showing. We were told...
We shouldn't show that.
We were told by the legal department that we should not show that
we shouldn't.
of seal
That's right.
simulating.
Yep.
No, we won't.
But we found a new one of seal doing much the same thing, and we thought you might like to see it.
Been a big week for seal.
Yeah, I would. I would like to do that on camera, but I don't think I'd get away with that.
No.
Clivey boy of Preston, Sam. When Asada of Sada, the most dysfunctional organisation in the world, when Asada eventually sends you a copy of their findings, how do you think you will react? Well, I'll show you how I'll react, like this particular pussycat reacted. Now, this is a cat just reading the findings of Asada, not happy with what they said about James Hird, just getting on to the rules pertaining to doping.
Oh, that's it. All right, if you want to be a part of Sam's mailbag, pretty simple. Get Go Box 9, Melbourne, Victoria 3001. Sams.mailbag@9.com.au or footyshow.com.au.
How you going, Dan? You don't get this up in Sydney, you show, do you? Not till very late.
No, going well. It usually starts at 11:30, so every now and then, if I'm interested in watching, I'll chuck it on record, mate.
How would the moaning Jim go up in Sydney?
Seriously, how would that go up in Pitt Street there?
The moaning
Any
Jim,
number of people, men and women and even convertibles
it'd get a fair
would
bit
like
of
to buy
reception,
that.
I think, Sam. I think it'd get a fair bit of reception, I think.
It would, wouldn't it?
Different parts of Sydney.
Lads and young girls,
That's
anyone.
Right. That's right.
Anyone standing erect and breathing, Jimmy.
It's quite a good piece.
Nowhere near as tidy a rig, that bloke. Fat guts and sort of...
That is your guts, Jim.
Jeepers! Sucked in. We need to get stuck into the footy. Richmond take on Adelaide. Let's take a look at this game. MCG on Saturday. The Tigers. What about it? Absolutely flying at the moment. Reece Conqueror's back in. Brandon Ellis in as well. Lonergan and Day come out of their side. Well done to Troy Chaplin, playing his 150th game. Been a very good player. Brett Delidio is in good form. Take a look at Adelaide. They need a win. Absolutely bashed up by Daniel's mob last week. Yench is a good player back in. Wright, Brown and McKay. Riley's been omitted. Petrenko's out with a shoulder. Kerridge and Crouch are out as well. Shane?
Yeah, very happy to be picking the Tigers at the MCG. I reckon they have a good opportunity of getting on a bit of a roll. They've got 3 very winnable games and could almost secure a finals berth over the next 3 weeks. So the Tigers, Dan, what about the Crows, mate?
Yeah, look, I'm gonna go with Adelaide this week. I think they're a pretty proud group. I think their midfield, Dangerfield, Thompson, Vince and Sloan, their guns will get on top of Richmond's, and that will be a big factor in the game, Sam.
There's another upset he's gone for, young Daniel.
That's extraordinary.
No, I think Richmond, Adelaide don't have a good record at the MCG, and I saw Jack the other day, and he reckon he's going to kick 10 this week. So good luck to him.
Oh, that's
Force?
Gee, Dan, I was going to go the certainty card with Richmond, and you've thrown a spanner in the works there, mate. Have you basing this on anything, or you just?
I am. I think.
What?
Their form last week.
Their form. Not their form last week. I just think they're a proud group. I think just coming out
proud
of
group.
Proud group.
You beat them by 77 points last week.
Yeah, but every now and then you have a poor game. I think last year...
You had 42 possessions against them, Daniel.
You had a wonderful press conference.
Yeah, I wanted to get home to the hotel and share up.
What's a proud group? What's that been?
A proud group means there's a lot of senior players that would have been disappointed with their performance. I think they're got a lot of quality players in their team. I think they'll be too good for Richmond on the day, Sam. So
your thoughts, Force?
Yeah, no. They're proud down at Melbourne too. They're disappointed with their... Well, they're disappointed with...
Bring Melbourne in.
Well, they're proud.
They're having a week off, Melbourne, this week. They're not playing.
That'll be your best game.
Oh, right.
There we go. No, I'm going to Tigers. Certainties. Wow. No, there's certainties.
Dan's going to fly back if they win.
Who are certainties?
What?
Richmond are certainties.
Richmond are certainties.
Geez, I hope Adelaide win.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, because that means you're going to have to do something.
Hey?
And when you do, suffer in your jobs.
I tell you what, I won't have an excuse as a loose bowel anyhow.
Suffer in your old man's jobs.
Hey, for everyone too, a young man by the name of Nick. Now, I'll tell you how he spells his name, Samuel. Where is it? VLASTUIN.
Yeah, Vlaston.
Flostone. That's how. That is how his name is pronounced. VLAUS.
Yeah, that's right.
No, VLASTUIN.
I think it's Dutch, Sam, I think.
It's Dutch.
Dutch, is it, mate?
Dutch.
No, I think it's French.
So Flostone, for all those people in the footy world, that is the for you as a commentator.
Yes.
Make sure you
And
get it right.
one who prides himself on accuracy.
So is that
Shut
right,
up.
Sammy? You got that? Flostone.
Flostone, I've got it.
All right, so...
You said he's Dutch, did you,
He's
Dan?
definitely Dutch.
French.
Positive. I'm positive he's Dutch, Sam. Positive.
Why are you?
I think because I arrived at the airport today at 1 o'clock, grabbed the Herald Sun, and in the confidential section it said he's Dutch.
Got you covered. On that note, we'll take a break. Shane Crawford's big tour over to Perth next on the Footy Show.
As a kid, I loved my BMX, did a lot of BMX racing, and I can't wait to get back on the bike and feel like I'm a kid again. Welcome aboard the express train. I am flying down the hill. Have a look at that. Training's going pretty well. Probably the furthest I've done so far is about 160 kilometres.
I'm wet, I'm emotional, I'm tired, I'm hungry, and it's only day one.
I found it to be really tough. To back it up for 22 days is going to be probably the biggest challenge I've ever come up against.
The red ones, they make me go faster.
A 3-week Tour de France usually has a couple of rest days. Tour de Croft has 0 rest days.
We know that his focus is not just going to be on the amazing personal challenge that is, but also on raising awareness about breast cancer right across the Australian community.
From an emotional point of view, there's nothing you can do in preparation. If you don't get motivated from the stories you hear and the wonderful women you meet along the way, nothing will motivate you.
You need to have a strong body and a strong mind, and I think the mind is going to be critical in getting 3,600 Ks ridden in 22 days.
And I've just got to keep believing that we can get to the end in time, which is certainly my challenge, and I am ready for it. Bring it on.
So be there! Welcome back to the Footy Show. The Tour de Croft kicks off in just 7 days' time. We are very, very proud of this young man. We don't like to say it too often, but we are in this situation. I know you haven't started, but it is an incredible thing you're doing for the Breast Cancer Network of Australia, and the donations are coming in thick and fast and continue to do so. $10,000 minimum to get on the board here, and we're going to add some more tonight. So let's get through these. This first one is a $15,000 donation from Swan Hill Incorporated.
Yeah!
There they are, the Swan Hill region, business community joined together to raise 15 grand. Thanks to all the business involved with Swan Hill for your generous donation. Croft, looking forward to riding through your beautiful town, Croft.
Absolutely. Great town, Swan Hill.
The Casey College of Beauty Therapy, $10,000.
Yes.
Provide quality training in beauty therapy, massage and spa therapies located in the southeastern suburbs of Cranbourne, Pakenham and Gippsland. A big thanks to the Casey College of Beauty Therapy, $10,000. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cbus, $10,000. The Industry Super Fund for the construction, building and allied industries. Don't forget, Saturday, July 6th, Cbus supporting the Building Australia match between the Giants and the Dogs. It's a tribute to the construction workers who help build Australia.
Ooh,
Great
we're
work.
going to need some of this, Gary.
Pseudo Cream Healing Cream. Pseudo Cream Healing Cream. The #1 nappy rash cream. Shane, you've been a big supplier of this. Provides relief from irritation such as chafing and saddle rash. Come in very handy for Shane on his $3,600 kilometre journey. New Age Caravans, $10,000.
Yes. Somewhere to sleep, Gary.
What?
Somewhere to sleep.
One of the largest and first caravan manufacturers to build modern contemporary caravans and revolutionise the industry, thanks to New Age. Skechers, $10,000 if you don't mind. Develops and produces an extensive collection of scientifically advanced and dynamic technical footwear, and with the Skechers GOR run line, recently named most innovative new running shoe. Elite athletes everywhere are embracing Skechers, so thanks to them. Coles have donated $10,000. Everyone, Coles right behind the Croft. Very proud to support the Tour de Croft. So there you go. That's about $70,000 that we've added tonight. We've got a big breast cancer support network in the audience. I'm going to introduce now Maxine Moran, who's the CEO of Breast Cancer Network Australia. Where are you, Maxine? Welcome. Great to have you. 7 days away, you guys must be getting enormously excited for the Tour de Croft. What does it mean for your organisation?
It means so much, and I just want to start by saying thank you so much to the Footy Show, to all the companies that are up on the board there, and particularly to Shane. Thank you so much for supporting Breast Cancer Network Australia. It means a lot to us and a lot to the 80,000 members across Australia.
And the girls are excited.
What's going on behind me?
They're very excited behind you. They're turning into little schoolgirls. Just give us a little quick insight into what the Breast Cancer Network Australia does to help Australians who are affected by breast cancer.
Well, we're expecting about 15,000 women, unfortunately, will be diagnosed with breast cancer this year. It's the most common cancer amongst women. And unfortunately, that means around 40 women today, on average, every day, will be told they've got breast cancer. And sadly, 7 women pass away every day across Australia from breast cancer. And when you're diagnosed with breast cancer, the most important thing, or one of the most important things you need, is information and support. And that's what we try to do at the Breast Cancer Network, and providing information in terms of written resources. We also have 8,500 women on our online network. We have 320 support groups across Australia. And we have women like this here tonight who also do amazing things in their community to support women with breast cancer.
Well, we're thrilled to be involved on behalf of Shane, who's going to do all the hard work, of course. It was a very touching and moving moment back when he ran from Adelaide. I'm sure this is going to be the same. We've all been touched in some way, shape or form, so to do our part, we're very honoured and privileged to be involved. And thank you for coming along tonight.
Thank you.
Enjoy the night. Maxine Brown, the CEO of Breast Cancer Network Australia. Before I hand back to Jimmy, we thought we'd take the opportunity, because next Thursday, Jim will give you the details of where we're about to launch, Shane, but we're going to show you the route he's about to take.
Absolutely.
And
Here we
Shane's
go,
going to talk
Gary.
us through. Here we go.
Well, we're going to start over here. This is Melbourne, Victoria down here. And we are going to head towards Bendigo, Mildura. We're going to go to Swan Hill. Hello, everyone in Swan Hill. We're going to head to South Australia, which is going to be great. Berry, very nice there. Port Augusta. And then to the Nullarbor Roadhouse, the wonderful people there. I'm not sure how big the Nullarbor is, but anyway, it goes a long, long way. We get to Kalgoorlie, and then we're only 600 k's from Perth, and we'll be bringing it home with the win. So that is the route.
So if you live in any of these
you can follow
towns,
us along the way. You can come and say hi, and that is going to be it, Gary.
Well, just having been involved for a day when Shane ran, all of these people have the opportunity to get involved and come out, and it gets tough, as we know. You need your support.
I need a push. If you really want, you can push me along and keep me going.
We want you to support him all the way across to Perth, Jim, but we're going to kick it off next Thursday, bright and early over Crown.
Well, to get stuck into this, if you want more info or you want to donate, footyshow.com.au, click on the Tour de Croft link, or you can donate in person at any NAB branch in Australia. Fantastic support from the NAB, or for corporate donations, 10 grand plus. You've just seen them there. Get your logo on the sponsor board, or you can email us at tourdecroft@9.com.au. Now, just as Gary said, well done. Shane is leaving next Thursday from Crown Riverwalk at here in Melbourne. So we want you to turn up and help get him away. Gary and I will be there. Bill will be there as well. Come along dressed in your most outrageous, fun pink attire to show your support. There'll be great prizes for those who dress up. Sam will be there as well.
Oh, yeah.
The Sunday Footy Show team, the 9 News team, I think Today's Show, Gaz, will be there as well.
Good.
Giveaways, breakfast, face painters, musical acts, the lot. Crown Riverwalk next Thursday morning from 7 a.m. to 8:30. Get along and help get Shane away in the perfect style.
And that is going to be a big morning, no doubt about it. Lots of giveaways, Emily, lots of live performances, musical acts, tickets to the Footy Show if you rock along there and you're dressed in your pink outfit. So we want to see you, want to give him a good send-off. Shane, so good luck to you. Let's talk about this next game of footy, which happens to be Western Australian team. Freo taking on the Brisbane Rockets.
Yeah, Freo Rockets are going really well at the moment, and Brisbane just can't seem to get themselves going. Ryan Crowley and Joel Patfull, 150 games, so well done to both those players, and Ross Lyon has certainly got them humming along at the moment, Fremantle, without some of their key players too. We have a look at the Brisbane Lions. Still no John O'Brien. Redden had a very good game against the Pies, but they just need to play some consistent football. It's going to be tough. They've got some young players in their side, and Fremantle up and about and certainly are a force this year, but I'm thinking Freo to have a very good win against the Lions.
Now, if Dan Hennery goes for Brisbane, he's eating some out of us.
Nah, Sam. I think Freo will be too strong. I think they're the number one ranked defence. I think Rossi Lyons, he coaches the side well, and they've had a lot of players out, so to be playing the footy they're playing is pretty impressive.
Sportsbet.com.au odds there suggest it's going to be pretty one-sided, Beach.
Yeah, the longest road trip in footy for the Lions, but I think they're going to struggle against Freo. And just with those couple of big outs that Sandilands and Pav, I think it just proves how good a coach Ross Lyon is. So credit where credit is due.
Absolutely.
The young lad on the interchange bench for Fremantle, Dan, called Tendai Mazunga. Where do you reckon he's from? Or wasn't that in the paper? Where do you reckon Tendai's from?
I'm tipping, I'm not quite sure. I'm thinking maybe Fiji or something. I don't know.
Fiji.
I've got no idea. I'm having a punt.
Sudan? Or?
Where do you think?
Well, I think I might be Sudanese.
He's a very, very good player.
Fijian.
No, he's not Fijian.
What about, hang on, there's a lad playing for the Brisbane Lions called Matt Leuenberger. Where do you reckon he's from?
Leuenberger. I'm pretty sure he's Australian, but I'm not too sure.
German,
They're all
maybe?
Australians, mate.
I don't know.
Dutch.
I don't know, Sam.
Dutch.
Not too
Yeah,
sure.
Dutch, Leuenberger.
Yes.
I don't think Leuenberger's Dutch. No, I don't think it is.
No, I wouldn't have thought.
What would you have thought?
German.
The winner here for us.
German.
While Sam's thinking of his winner, Ryan Crowley and Joel Patfull
Freo.
both play their 150th game. Congratulations. Hello. Certainly do.
Well, for me, yeah.
Now, Gary, are you done there with that?
Well, yes.
Well, no, is that...
Yes, what are you doing?
Well, we were going to take Jim over to the
Yes,
spray tan
Jim
room.
is going to get a spray tan.
Not happening. We're going to go to a break.
We're going to send Jim. Now, Jimmy, listen, don't be scared of a spray tan. Dermot, Brereton, our great mate. Dermot has plenty of spray tans. He gets that money all the time. Dermot, they don't get you like that.
No,
and you can
I'm
go
not
up
getting
there.
a spray tan,
You're a
Gary.
pretty white, pale man.
I'll do it, Jimmy boy. I'm going to help my old mate out here. I'm going to take a hit for
Why
him.
isn't he doing it?
I'm going to do it. I'm the challenge king, my friend.
We haven't got
I
enough-
sit in a spa and I eat pies. I can do it, Jimmy boy.
You're going to take it.
We physically haven't got enough tan.
So you are prepared
I'll go for me, mate.
Why
here.
aren't
I'll
you
take a
doing
shot.
I'm not having a spray tan.
No, he's the president. He
I've got to go
can't
on
do
the
it.
Don't let him
Vomitron.
get out of it, Bill.
President, what are you talking about? This is the footy show,
I
mate.
know,
If
I'm
you've got
going
a different hat, you're the president.
I'm going on the Vomitron
Yes,
and
he's
the
going on
bloody imploder or whatever it is.
The imploder.
Well,
Slingshot.
listen,
Bill, guts is going to
we've got to keep the show moving.
All right,
So
keep it going, Gary.
We will let Bill take the spray tan
Bill.
for Jim, but there is some bad news because we only had enough tan for Jim, and Sam's absolutely right.
Yeah.
So the reality is, Bill, you can only get half your body done.
Well, that's easy.
Top half or bottom
No.
half?
You want to have a lot of tan, then we'll go to the bottom up.
Right down the middle. You can go left or you can go right. That's
Bill,
the bottom
please,
line.
Down the middle.
Yes.
eating at home.
I will.
You wander over to the spray
down
box
the
over
right.
there. The
Yeah, we'll
girls
do
are there
that.
waiting for you. We got the Jimmy boy, man, what a fuss.
Hey, where's the lovely ladies from Swan Hill? There they are.
Man, what a fuss girls are there. We've only got enough, Bill, for half, so we'll do half this week, maybe half next week. We'll see how we go.
Has he been working out?
We will take a break while they tape Big William up, and Damien Barrett out next with all the latest footy news.
Yes, welcome back to the Footy Show. Thanks very much to our great friends at Nissan Navara, of course, Home Timber and Hardware, and sportsbet.com.au. Without them, we wouldn't be here doing what we do, so thank you very much. It's time to welcome, ladies and gentlemen, the best newsbreaker in football by a long way. Damien Barrett's with us. Hello, Damo.
Hey, Joe. And we start tonight with disappointment and anger from the manager of Sydney Swans Premiership ruckman, Shane Mumford. That disappointment and anger, it stems from this incident. We'll take a look at it now. It's from last week's game at Amy Stadium. Jared Petrenko there of the Crows goes in, makes contact with Shane Mumford there. Now, Petrenko himself ends up with a shoulder injury. He's out for about 3 to 4 weeks possibly, but his own head makes contact with Shane Mumford there, and you can see that Mumford is badly distressed there in the eye. That eye damage has now meant that he's had an operation during the week. He's going to miss 4 weeks of football, and the manager that he's got, Anthony McConville, has got nothing against Jared Petrenko, but why he's angry is that he queries why the AFL has decided not to address this matter publicly. He said it's disappointing, really disappointing, that a player is supposed to be protected from this type of situation, yet here we have my client missing 4 weeks and sucking food through a straw. It wasn't even written up in the reports of the match review panel. That is the most disappointing part of all this, that it was just dismissed, and Shane is as disappointed as I am. We understand the rules. We know that footy's a contact sport. Shane has been on the receiving end of these rules, and that's fair enough. But if the tables had been turned on the weekend and it was Shane doing this to a smaller player, then there would have been an outcry. That's Anthony McConville, Shane Mumford's agent. The AFL's told us that this incident was basically, guys, a replay of the Lindsay Thomas-Ben Reid incident from round 1. And in saying that, what it's saying was that in 2013 guidelines, there is an out clause for a player who inflicts damage to another player when he makes contact with his own head. It's actually a guideline that's in the rules for this year. It's a guideline that Mark Evans, the new AFL footy operations boss, will almost certainly remove from next year's guidelines. It's a quirk in the system the AFL acknowledges. And Dan, I won't ask you about the actual incident itself, but Shane Mumford played through that particular damage that he sustained during the week, but he's in a fair bit of distress this week, isn't he, after the operation he had?
Oh, I think so. I mean, I haven't spoke to Mummy. I spoke to him straight after the game, and he was in a bit of pain. I was the next morning. It looked quite humorous how big his face was. I know he said he won't be walking down the streets of Bondi for a few weeks, but I hadn't heard those comments made by his manager. But look, the Swans are basically just disappointed he's going to miss 4 weeks of that injury. I don't think they've commented on the incident itself, and yeah, I think just hearing those comments, it is disappointing. But I think at the end of the day, Mummy missed 4 weeks, will be back, and. Look, I think you just want to make sure that, I suppose, the player's head is always protected.
Yep. It will be changed almost certainly by Mark Evans before the start of next season. Guys, the Essendon investigation is a real urgency, and it is a very, very real urgency now to have this thing wrapped up, potentially by the end of next week. There were interviews that were initially scheduled for later this month. They were brought forward significantly into today's hearings and also again tomorrow. They were mostly off-field staff. There will be player interviews again next week. People who claim to be close to this situation are now saying that potentially by Friday of next week, all interviews will be completed and that ASADA and the AFL can then go off and determine and deliberate on what they need to do from that point. But that's a significant bringing forward of where these interviews were headed some time ago. Mark Thompson, the Essendon assistant coach, is expected to be interviewed next week. He's been under considerable pressure over this matter. He remains under considerable pressure. We'll get his chance to answer some questions on it next week. And as we've been saying for some time now, people representing the players on this, they are moving towards having the players spared any sort of major sanction on this matter. There's some saying that they've already been cleared. There is a group of 6 players who need to still get themselves totally out of the woods on this. There are about 6 who still need to have that matter cleared up. But people working for them are convinced that when this happens, and we've been saying this for some time, there's a strong feeling it will be a team-based sanction when it does come. Sam, I know you want to say something on this. You'll be pleased to know that Essendon, even today, 5 months into the investigation, believes that legally it is clean on this matter. It does acknowledge there are governance issues that it will need to address and will most likely need to address those before the AFL Commission, and that commission meets tomorrow. It will be briefed on the matter and it will start thinking about what it needs to do once that investigation is complete.
As we've said all along, Gary, governance not up to scratch. We've said that from day one. Players, nothing will happen to the players. Why is Mark Thompson under pressure? He hasn't been interviewed. He's going to be interviewed. He's under no more, not disputing what you're saying, under no more pressure than anyone. He'll answer the questions that are asked of him, and someone will bite the dust as someone else maybe, and there might be a fine or some sanction, because justice not only has to be done, it has to be seen to be done. We've said that all along, and the whole thing will blow over because it's a storm in a teacup.
Not sure about that, but we'll wait and see for next Friday when it's handed down. Damo, what else?
Yeah, just a couple of things before I go, Gaz. The Western Bulldogs still to fill their footy operations role that was vacated by James Fantasia, who went to Hawthorn. Some names in the mix there. Ben Graham, who holds a senior position in that footy club already, he's in the mix, as is Cameron Joyce, a very well-regarded person at North Melbourne. Interestingly, Wayne Campbell, the former captain of Richmond and a very highly respected person on the Richmond off-field group, he too is in the mix for that particular job at Western Bulldogs. Jimmy Bartel, guys, he's taken an interesting approach to Geelong's bye weekend. He's taken himself off to the United States for some R&R, where we believe he's also managed to land himself some tickets to the NBA playoffs, the Miami Heat versus San Antonio Spurs. Interesting way to spend the bye weekend. And a cricket story just to finish. Dave Warner, we know he got himself into a bar incident with England player Joe Root during the week. Cricket Australia has tonight announced that he's been fined $11,500. He's also going to be suspended from all action until the eve of the first test against England. What that means is he's out of the Champions Trophy series in the one-day matches. He will miss the 2 tour matches in the lead-up to that first test. Almost impossible now for him to stake a claim.
Very well done, Damien Barrett. Thanks very much. Comprehensive as always. Best news man in the business. Before we go to the next game, let's check in with Bill, who's, I don't know why, but he's getting the spray tan in place of Jim. I think he just likes getting half nude. But we've only got enough for half your body, Will. Which half are you going with?
We're going right side, Gary.
Why?
That's my best side.
All right. We're going to check back in with you a little bit later. He's got half a body. We might do the other half a little later. Yes, Force.
Jim Bartel not worried about jet lag,
No,
Gary?
That's what do you think about that, you two boys? Just wander over the States, catch a couple of NBA final
24 hours over on the plane, 24 back, jet lag.
I like the sound of it. I don't know whether we'd be allowed to go to the States, but I definitely like the sound of it. I was there in the off-season and I can see why he's done it. You have a good time over there.
You have a concern, BJ, about wandering over the other
No, I
side?
woun't be going to us, but it sounds good in theory, but I wouldn't be asking.
Isn't jet lag a reality?
He may be having the following week off or something. Harry Taylor's had the last 2 weeks off as well.
14 hours, shoot
I think
over at the pointy
he's
end.
got a week
First
off
class.
when he gets back, for so he'll probably be able to
Ken
recover
and Margaret
in
and
that
sort
time.
him out at the top end.
Oh, if he flies with Ken and Margaret, he'll be at the sharpest end. GWS Port Adelaide, let's take a look at this game. Gary, you and I have had a look at GWS in the last 2 weeks, and they are going to be absolutely fantastic. And this young man, Jeremy Cameron, is a beauty. Watch him over the next 10 or so years. They take on Port Adelaide, who need a win. Won their first 5 and have since then dropped their next 5, but this is a big chance for them to get back on track. Shane, what do you think?
And Homsch up against his old side and had a really good game last time. But I'm thinking Port Adelaide will get on a roll again. They'll have a win against GWS. Dan?
Yeah, no, I'm quite the same. I think GWS showed signs last week, but I think Port will be keen to get their season back on track. And Sam, I'm just interested to know what your thoughts are on Caniglio's nationality, where he's from.
Caniglio?
Caniglio.
Caniglio.
Who's he play for, Sam?
Who?
Caniglio, number 18.
Caniglio.
Port Adelaide?
Number 3.
Number 3.
Who's he play for, Sam?
Caniglio? I have no idea. Great West Sydney.
He'd be Italian.
And,
Could be a Tongan.
Italian.
Hey?
Italian.
An Islander.
Italian.
So I got no idea about that. And what about Homsch from Port Adelaide?
Dutch.
Homsch.
Serbian.
Serbian.
What about Brown?
Making him up. He is a very good young player, Canelio. They have got plenty of those
Hey, they were
GWS.
magnificent against Geelong last week. Are there any chance of an upset here or not? At
A
home?
slight one, but you'd...
Just go to stadium. Port have lost 5 in a row.
Yeah, no, but you'd be a silly man not to back Port. But they're a slight chance.
Force?
Now, Dan's stupidity has rubbed off on me. I'm going for Greater West Sydney too.
I don't know whether we've flown half a Greater Western Sydney in here. Our studio audience are in love with the GWS Giants. Port Adelaide will beat GWS.
Well, why don't you put the card up?
He's already put it up.
All right, well done.
Thank you.
Hey, Gary.
Yes?
Quite seriously, last 2 weeks we've taken a look at GWS.
Yes, we have.
They are going to be, if they are ordinary, it won't be for long. And this young man, Jeremy Cameron, is going to be as good as we've seen in footy.
Now, there is someone worth cheering about. Jeremy Cameron, Samuel.
Yep.
Is
JC.
exciting a young man that's come into the footy world for a long, long time. So worth watching, but they are going to be okay. Don't worry about that. Is Bill still going over there? Has he got half done yet or not? The girls from Man Want a Fuss?
No.
Jeez, he got a fair go. It's a dart. It's a very tight number.
Look at that. Thought George Hamilton style.
What about his face? Got to do with face as well.
Yeah, we'll get to that, Gary. Don't worry.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back with Billy Brownless and the rest of the show.
Still to come on the Footy Show, the man destined to be Australia's next foreign minister pops by.
Where is London?
We've got a ripping edition of Footy Legends, and the Fawzal heads out west for a St Albans street tour.
Do you want the what still want to give me this?
No, I'll give it to you. Yeah.
With it?
Just $10 I want so I can buy medicine for my headache.
You want $10 for it?
It's an award-winning edition. You would have fitted in nicely there, Force. That's all to come on the Footy Show.
Welcome back to the Footy Show and welcome to our James Bogues Draft Teams of the Week, Uni Blacks and Old Geelong. Now, as we say every week, James Bogues Draft is a proud supporter of local footy, and this June they are helping out fans rugging up at the game by giving away a free beanie. And guess what? In the audience tonight, everyone will be taking home a free beanie thanks to James Bogues Draft. How good is that? Well done. And don't forget you can go and see all the displays at your local stores and make sure you get involved with all the cartons that they have on display. And guess what? Dan, you are going to get $1,000 for your local footy club, and that is who?
The Q Rovers Footy Club.
The Q Rovers Footy Club. So well done. There's $1,000. Thank you very much to James Bogues Draft. And it's now time for Almost Footy Legends, and here we go. Now, Dan, you can take us away. What have we got?
Got this young fella here. He's copped the Falcon for his side. Really courageous act there. Sat the rest of the game on the bench, but no, gutsy stuff there from the old fella.
Keeping your eye on the ball, and this is Dan Hennebury-like. What is he going to do here?
He's probably going to stand up to himself, I'd say. He'll kick to himself. Hang on. There it is. He'll get it back and he'll kick a goal.
Oh, you're not going to kick it.
He's got his Supercoach points up.
Oh, there you go. Supercoach points up very high. And running through a banner, what do you need to concentrate on?
You've got to go underneath it, not through it.
And if first you don't succeed, what do?
They try again.
You have another crack. Come on, you can do it. Get through. And good to see your teammates getting behind you as well.
Too much sticky tape for Mum and Dad.
So there you go. Which one did you like? Was it the first one, the Falcon, the goal, or was it running through the banner? Which one did you like?
No, I love the stat for the self on the goal from, I think it was, who was it? It was Robbie Hicks of Werribee, I think.
So you want to go with that one?
So it would be Stuart Ballock from West Footscray, Victoria.
Oh, you've called the winner?
They've already called
it. Oh, there you go. Dan Hennebury's called the winner. Congratulations. And thanks once again to James Bogues Draft. Wonderful beanies.
Thanks to James Bogues Draft, our weekly winner takes home $1,000 cash, while our runners-up receive $500 each. Sponsoring over 150 local clubs, James Bogues Draft is a proud supporter of grassroots footy. At the end of the year, our runner-up pockets $20,000 cash thanks to Deep Heat, providing fast, temporary relief from muscle aches and strains.
Deep Heat
is the stuff of legends. Thanks to our great friends at Home Timber and Hardware, our major prize winner takes home a mega toolbox full of $40,000 cash. That's going to come in handy for that renovation you always wanted. So if you want to do it right, go where the tradies go, Home Timber and Hardware.
And send your entries to Almost Footy Legends, GPO Box 9, Melbourne 3001. And don't forget, you can now upload your legends directly to the website footyshow.com.au. And thank you, Dan Hennebury, for choosing the winner. Well done. And thank you, James Bogues Draft.
Sorry, Corf, I'm a victim of watching the show enough.
All right, Shane.
Mate, you can do whatever you want.
We'll let you off, Dan.
Come on, Sam.
We need to get down here, Shane, because I tell you what, I think Beamsy's on the camera over here. Tighten up on this man. This is football royalty. As good a player as has ever pulled on the boot. Doug Hawkins is here. Games record holder for his beloved Footscray. And finished off at the Roy Boys. Now, Hawk, you are on our first ever panel. So, therefore, your baggy blue has number 3 on it, if you don't mind. So, there you go. Great, hold it up. There you go. Up on the screen. Have a look at him, too. Tell us your memories, Hawk, of that first ever show.
Well, JB, I remember we sat in the green room. We had a very short rehearsal, went for about 3 minutes. And we had a running sheet. After Eddie come out and went, let's welcome to the footy show. The first part of the running sheet didn't get a run at all. I said, Ed, we haven't done anything yet. He said, Dougie, just make it up. Just make it as you go along. And I still think you do it now. We just sort of make it as you go along. That's how it was.
And you great relationship with the old enforcer. He used to tangle you up a bit, Hawk, and then you got him back?
Well, everyone knows I have trouble saying my words. I do have a very limited gym vocab list of words.
That's it.
So anyway, we had a lot of fun, you know. And again, you know, there was one night I remember I couldn't say manure. I couldn't say manure.
Yes.
And Sam come over and said, Dougie, that was gold. That was fantastic. Don't be scared to laugh at yourself. Have fun, mate. It's all about ratings. And from that moment, I couldn't give a continental what I said.
Well, that's what we always loved about you, mate. You've never taken yourself seriously. But to be serious just for a second, you're about to run for Parliament. You're about to be a part of the Palmer United Party, Hawk.
I am. Yeah, JB, I am. And Clive Palmer is a fantastic man. I met him last week. We had a discussion. Whatever then, JB.
Well, just that you met him last week, Hawk.
I met him last week. I met him last week. Now that I'm a politician, JB, I can't be funny. I've got to be pretty serious.
You do. This is true.
So, but anyway, we had a discussion about my role in the Palmer United Party, and this bloke is a fantastic fella. He's got passion for Australia. We all know he's fairly well off. He could go and live somewhere else, and it was a great opportunity for me to get a part of it. And remember too, JB, if all the people are out there who are happy how things are going in our country, and one thing about me, okay, I may not know a hell of a lot about politics. Sometimes it will be confusing for a lot of people.
Yes.
But one thing about it, I know right from wrong, and I know the people. And I know the people at the moment, particularly around Australia, with electricity bills going up, unemployment, you know, all that sort of stuff really is hurting a lot of people. So what we're trying to do now at the Palmer United Party is give people an opportunity to, if you're happy what you're doing now, guess what? Keep doing it. But if you're not happy, come and vote for Clive Palmer to be our next Prime Minister.
Doug. Sorry, Sam.
Doug, did he ask you? Did he ask you what portfolio you'd like to hold down should you get in?
What did he say? I've already learned straight away, you know.
Hey, I think, Shane, we've got something to...
Well, we have an exclusive for the Footy Show, Doug's campaign, and we can show you what it's going to be about right here, right now, an exclusive.
Not afraid to ask the big questions. Doug knows talk is cheap.
I'm totally disillusioned.
And difficult. Doug also knows what causes 90% of greenhouse emissions.
Namura.
On election day, do it Dougie style.
Woof, woof, woof.
Because let's face it, you could do worse.
Yeah?
Written and spoken by someone other than Dougie, because he doesn't spoken too good.
We wish you well with that, Hawk. We know you'll do a great job there. And another place that we know you're going to do a great job is the E.J. Whitten Legends game, which is a game you've had a big part to play in over the years. And you are going to, we can announce this too on the Footy Show, Hawk, you are going to take over from the Foss as the coach of the Big V, yes?
I am, JB, yeah. I've been out of the E.J. Whitten game now for probably 8 or 9 years. I've played in the first 10, probably as a player, and it's great to be back involved in something very, very special to myself and to everybody. But hadn't it grown from the days at the Whitten Oval, to playing out at Carlton, we played a game at Adelaide Oval, and now it has, you know, Etihad Stadium with 25,000, 30,000 people. It's grown a hell of a lot.
Well, I need to say sorry, Gary, to Brent, our producer, because I've jumped over a segment.
No, that's all right. When Dougie's here, anything goes. Hawk, great to see you. My very first show as a panellist, I had the great Dougie alongside me. He just took me under his wing, and I said, what do we do here? And you said, look, if you don't understand anything, just laugh. And that's what we did, Douglas, and we got through. But coaching, you've taken it on a serious note with Bacchus Marsh, which you're doing a wonderful job there, and you had big Brendan Favola out there a couple of weeks ago.
We did, Gaz. It was a great challenge to coach the great Fev. Matter of fact, he was fantastic. He embraced our young playing group as they embraced him. He was great for the kids. In my time, I've never, ever seen the opposition stay out in the ground and get a photo taken with Fev. The Sunbury boys stayed out there and got a photo with the great Fev. He kicked half our score. He was fantastic. And our sponsors were fantastic. Divine Homes were great. Food Works were fantastic.
Oh, look at
and
Hawkeye.
Werribee Mazda, the best in the business.
Hey, Douglas, we want you to stay here because we're going to have a look at your old side, who are going all right at the moment. Collingwood taking on the Western Bulldogs. The Magpies had a big win last week against the Demons. Dwyer, Broomhead and Elliott being added. Timmy Broomhead taking pick 20 of the 2012 draft. Made Danny back into some ripping nick, 83 points. Did it on their ear last week. But what about the Western Bulldogs? Won their last 2 games. So they are going all right. They had the bye last week. They beat Port Adelaide the week before. Boyd comes back in. Cooney comes back in along with Markovic and Campbell. Tommy Williams, sad story out with that shoulder as well. But before I get the boys' tips, Dougie, Brendan McCartney starting to get the job done in the last 2 victories. You'd be happy with that, Douglas?
Hawk, your old Western Bull. We can't hear down here, Gary.
Oh.
Your old Western Bulldogs, 2 wins in a row. You'd be happy with the way they're starting to roll?
They are, JB. And I know now when you coach a very young side, I am at back of Smash, you're going to get this up and down, this fluctuation. And certainly up under Brendan McCartney, they're getting that. And won the last 2. There's going to be a monster game for the Bulldogs playing Collingwood on Sunday. But you never know. We had a week off. Boys will be ready, fresh, ready to go. And they might just surprise Eddie and the boys at Collingwood.
All right, well, Douglas, let's get some tips from the boys, Shane.
I'm thinking, well, I'm with Dougie. I'm going to back Dougie in, so good luck, mate. And I'm going to back Collingwood to win.
Yeah, I think the Pies will be too strong. I enjoy Etihad Stadium. And the Pies have beaten, I think, Western Bulldogs in the last 5 games. And Sam, just for your question before about Mzungu, where he's from. Mzungu.
Ganinga.
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe. Well, that's close to Sudan, isn't it?
Close-ish. Not close enough.
It's in the tropics.
Collingwood, guess.
Yeah, I think Samuel.
Yeah, now I'm voting for Doug too.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to vote for Doug.
Well, you're also going to make a very big presentation. But who are you voting for in this match?
I'm voting for Doug, and I'm voting for Collingwood.
I am going for the Maggies as well, but I'm wishing Dougie all the best. And we've got a very emotional handing over ceremony because Sam Newman has been in charge of the Vics. And Dougie's got this magnificent history with EJ Whitten, a late great, of course, no one closer than Doug. So I think it's only appropriate that you hand the baton over right now.
Yeah, I am. I'm handing over this stuff to you, Doug. I won't come down, but this is the pipe in case you need to have a Borkum riff or a pipeful just to get you steady the nerves. This is the fedora, which is the hat. And John Kennedy's coat, he gave me this in case. And, of course, we thought we'd give you this. This is a book, and if you... you can just look up... No, Doug, you're a star, and I hope you go great in the politics, because you're a star and you're a great man, and I mean that sincerely. And if you want to see Doug, again, you can see him on the 21st of June, on Friday, at Les Twentyman's 20th Man Fundraising Golf Day for those less fortunate than ourselves, Gary, and that's everyone. To be Sam and Doug. Doug, who incidentally is a very good golfer, don't underestimate. Dean Jones amongst those playing. And you can register by going to 20thman.com.au for more information. And all funds raised go to the homeless and disadvantaged kids.
Fantastic.
Beautiful.
Well done. Now, Gary, just as we go to the break, and we've got street talk coming up, of course, we can have a look at Bill next. But if Beamsy can just drag this shot back a touch. We've got a couple of the greatest Xavier College reptiles of all time on this table that are great mates of Dan Hanbury. Look at these 2 units here, please.
Hey, quality school, Jim, and not sure about those 2.
They've trained off since they left, let's just put it that way. But put your hands together for Doug Hawkins, one of the greats, great friend of ours at the Footy Show. We're going to a break, back with more after this.
Yeah, semi-syphilis. Well, there's a nice how do you do. St Albans is named after a saint. In a week of honours, who else deserves an award? Nice camera work. You deserve one.
Hey, I see on television.
Well, you'll see yourself on television.
Oh, my God, oh, no.
We're giving awards for the Queen's birthday weekend. You know, honours.
Lovely. Oh, that's lovely.
What's that, sir?
What do you do here?
We're just checking to see if you deserve an award. Award, because it's Honours Week, Queen's birthday.
Yeah.
This
For
is
me?
services to what?
Oh, my
yes,
goodness,
to,
what's got to happen now? I've got to see...
Righto.
Oh.
Do you go to the football, sir?
Sometimes.
Do you? When was the last time you went?
Last Queen's birthday.
Oh, like yesterday?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes,
You got
did
me
you?
confused.
Half a dozen trolleys to pick up down there.
Righto, mate. Righto. I'll get on to him in a minute. Oh, that's you, is it? Oh, yeah. But who is that, sir?
Who's that?
Yeah.
It's Lennon with a pussy cat.
And did he have a cat, or is that a symbolic of something?
Yeah, there's lots of films of him playing with cats. James Erd, you're a legend, mate.
Congratulations, Eddie. You've done a great job.
Yeah.
Joey, oh,
Well done. Well done for being... you used to lift weights.
Yeah, something.
Oh!
James Racewell?
Yeah, James Racewell. So I'm going to give you...
This?
Yeah, I'm giving you... Hang it over his... Pretend that's his head there, that big... Sir Bruce Dill.
Sir Bruce Dill, this is for you. Being a beautiful footballer.
That's really tip-top stuff.
I'm very old man, you know.
Yeah.
79.
79.
79, sorry.
I like to punch in there. Wore that headband. Yes. Although he was as bald as a badger. Anyone you think deserves a medal that you know? Just anyone at all.
Oh, me mum.
Your mum?
Yep.
My mum, if anyone.
You like to give your mum?
Yeah.
A Baroness... What's her name?
Cheryl.
Baroness Cheryl.
Yeah.
Do you know badgers?
Yes.
When they break wind, they don't make a noise.
I didn't know that.
Lady Elizabeth. That's fantastic.
She's been dead for 40 years, but. So.
Yeah.
40 years.
40 years.
Yep.
Well, probably can't hang it over her neck at this stage. But I was voted the third most hated person on television. Why can't I win that award?
Don't take any notice of people when they, you know...
Say that you...
They say I hate you.
Absolute legend. Thank you very much. Yeah. You nearly what?
No.
You nearly went to grope.
Really pinched your bum.
Come and pinch it. What would I have to do to be more hated?
You're right. Or to be more hated?
Yeah, what would I have to do?
Hit someone.
Hit someone?
Yeah, not me.
And certain people, I'm not going to mention things, they still just go in there.
If you break wind, it's the noise, the wind reverberating around the cheeks of your bottom that makes the noise. Well, badgers don't have any bottoms, so it just goes...
Well, I didn't know that.
So we'd like to put some of this on the television so we...
Things you can't, I know.
No.
I've got her ashes at home, but, you know.
Oh, well, maybe we could dip the...
Yeah,
Dip the...
She wouldn't mind. She's not going to say nothing, is she?
Yeah. Very good point, sir. And they go... Set up. Anyone you'd like to give a medal to?
You.
It's Queen's...
You for talking to me.
Ha, ha, ha. That's the only thing we can put on.
Welcome back. Some of his finest work out there at St Albans.
Big Maltese community.
Is it?
A lot of the people we spoke to were from Malta.
Okay. Any AFL players from Malta?
Caniglio.
What was his name? Caniglio.
Caniglio might have been from Malta, wouldn't he?
Have a think about it while we look at Essendon and Gold Coast. This is our last game. This is Saturday night, Etihad Stadium. Big Ghost boys going beautifully. 8 wins, 3 losses. Got up from nowhere to beat the Blues last week by 5 points. Pears and Merritt come in. Hams and big Dusty Fletcher's out. Got arthritis, I think. They take on the Gold Coast Suns, who are going very, very well. 5 wins, 6 losses. Cleaned up Jimmy's boys last week. Gary Ablett, just another unbelievable game. They have made just the one change. Charlie Dixon's out. He will be a loss, but Daniel Gorringe comes in. Very talented, big ruckman. You would not want to take this mob lightly at all, BJ.
No, we're not.
You would have looked at a lot of tapes through the course of this week. They've been impressive.
A few stats as well. They're, I think they're top 4 in a lot of the stats for the last 4 or 5 weeks. So James was obviously on the end of them last week, and they were quite impressive in the wet. But yeah, we're not taking them lightly, that's for sure.
What about them, Dan? You would have been impressed with what you've seen. The third year in, they're just getting it right.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of criticism early, but I think an extra pre-season always helps. The young players are starting to play good footy, but I think BJ to have 30 plus and the Dons to get over the line, I think.
Well, I certainly agree. I think the Bombers will have a really good win. And Zaharakis, where's that?
Zaharakis, I'm good mates with Zachary. He's I think it's Greek, I think, Sam. Is that right, BJ?
That is correct.
What about Swallow from North Melbourne? Where would he be from? Capistrano?
Use your imagination, Sam.
No, he wouldn't get that. Capistrano.
What's that?
That's where the Swallows. They go when the start of summer. They go to Capistrano.
You're probably the only person that knows that.
Have you played your card tonight?
I did. I played it for Carlton.
Oh, you did?
A very talented Swallow playing for the Gold Coast.
Very danger game, this BJ Goddard.
Comma.
What?
Where's comma from?
Comma?
Yeah.
From the dictionary. Great danger game.
Danger game, yep.
Very, very. Be right on your game here or they'll snare you.
I am also just going with the Bombers as well, but it'll be a very good game. Now, Gold Coast beat the Kangaroos. The Falls will pick the Kangas as his certainty. Therefore, James has to do the penalty. Part of it was to get a spray tan. He jibbed it.
No.
And his great mate, or our great mate, but his particularly, Bill Brownless, has decided to do it. We only had enough for half of Bill, so here he is. Let's have a look at half a tan Bill Brownless.
Stand out.
It looks all right. Just lie on that side in the sun and you'll be right by the time you get home.
Show us your bum. Pull your pants down. Show us your bum.
But what am I supposed to do for the weekend? Walk around like this?
Well, what you are doing, of course, is you're going up the Gold Coast.
Yeah, next week. Not for the next 4 or 5 days.
Split personality.
Tell you, your belly button looks like the entrance to the river coast. It's the biggest hole I've ever seen.
You should see the bit lower there.
Yeah, you got to go on the
Jogano, Jim. Half jog.
You got to go. Shut up.
Oh, no.
On the Vomtron and also the slingshot with Jimmy Boy here, who's not great with heights. No, I'm not. Saw this earlier in the show. Fat. Don't know where the Falcon was. Fat. But the chief was there, and they got very ill. So you'll go home with him.
No, I'm going up there with him, but I'm not doing that. It's his challenge.
I know.
I've helped him out so far.
You got to even it up.
Very slimming. One side looks slim
Which
and the other...
side looks slim, Shane?
Both.
You look like a Hawthorn footy jumper gone wrong. That's it.
So anyway, Jim,
Well, you're looking good.
You should thank me.
Well, I don't know why you agreed to do it, Bill, but you look great in those shorts, that I will say. Stay there, Bill. We need to let people know that Shane is leaving next Thursday morning from the magnificent Crown Precinct. The Crown, of course, Sam, Joe Stuckey, and of course Andy Peacock. Magnificent people.
Crown Entertainment Complex.
And the hub of Melbourne. Get down there Thursday morning, of course, and you can see Shane take off on a ride that is going to take him all the way to Perth for our show over there. It's quite extraordinary.
And the bad news is Bill thought he was going to get the other half done after the show, but we sent those people home.
Yeah, that's right.
Man, what a fuss going home. We're going to take a break. We'll wrap up the footy show after
Welcome back to the footy show. It's been great, Shane.
Yes, it has, Dan. Thank you very much, and well done to everyone welcoming back. We've got the baggy blue, 197. Dan Hanbury, well done. Congratulations. And welcome to the footy show. You want to thank the guys?
Thank you, everyone. Look at the camera with the light on.
Thanks to James Brayshaw.
With the light on.
Gary, thank you very much. BJ, you've been great. Looking forward to seeing you play on the weekend. Billy, your spray tan's spectacular, mate. You look sensational.
Thank you, Dan.
You look good up in the Gold Coast. Sam, you've
How
been...
have I been?
You've been okay. You've got no idea where everyone's from, but you've been good. Been very good. And Shane, same as usual, mate. You've been super.
Yeah, thank you very much. And Jonathan Brown, do you want to say goodbye to him?
See you, Brownie. Have a good one, mate.
Good night. We'll see you next Sunday. Good night.